Morning, guys. I figured we might as well start a little bit earlier today because pre-market is just so freaking crazy today. So it's 9:10. So let me just review SNGX, then we'll go through some of the housekeeping here. SNGX is one of our lead gappers on the day. It's kind of, hasn't really performed as well as some of the new lead gappers that kind of started popping on the chart ever since, past 8 o'clock in the morning, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So SNGX with a 20 million float, gapping right now around 40%. US Biotech announces a publication on positive coronavirus preclinical results vaccine. Kind of having some issues here, but it is holding this $3 zone. So I would like to see this thing maybe break back above VWAP and then see if we can have a continuation. So I'll make sure to put an alert here if we break above VWAP, but you know how TOS is with alerts in the first 15, 20 minutes. They oftentimes don't work. So you got to be very vigilant if you want to actually catch these things happen. So the way I traded SNGX this morning was I tried to buy a little bit of a pullback here. I thought it was going to continue like all the other tickers we're seeing. This one didn't, and I eventually kind of closed out here on that retest. So down here was probably about like 3% down. I actually averaged down again to 31, and then I closed onto the bounce. This was my first small loss. Then I bought a big support zone bounce here. This was kind of nice. This was my bigger winner, and then I actually had another loss. So I had 2 losses and 1 winner, but my risk reward was very favorable. So I actually walked away green at 47 bucks. And these are the only 3 trades I've made this morning. I wanted a lot of other trades, but they kept on sliding through my fingers every single time. I was always just, 10 cents too short here, which on these larger tickers or larger dollar volume or larger dollar price that we're trading right now, it's like nothing. It's like I missed a lot, but whatever. You got to manage your risk, and a lot of these tickers we're seeing right now up 100, up 200%, and I was just not getting the pullbacks that I was kind of expecting. And then I kind of lost some of my I just didn't have the aggression yet to want to jump in on these so extended. So let's see what happens out of the gates here. Morning, Satoshi. I did not jump on VXRT. There's so many tickers. So let's go here and do a little bit of housekeeping, and then we'll review the other lead gappers. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the stream where we first review the watch list like we just did, and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone's feeling good, ready to go. I got my water over here, feeling refreshed. But at the same time, SNGX, I was, kind of expecting a little bit different, and then Kodk and FRAN, both exploded harder than I was expecting. So I haven't really been totally on point. So I want to kind of keep that in mind and maybe not trade so aggressively with these overextended stocks. So, just, know what environment you're in. SPY is down about 0.3%. So markets will be a little bit red at the open. And these small caps, it's Tuesday, they're flying right now. So yeah, like I said, today's Tuesday. It's the 28th of July. It's 9:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 17 minutes before the market opens at 9:30, and we'll wrap up trading usually around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Little reminder, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. My trades are quick and not meant to be followed. Always know yourself why you are entering and exiting a stock, and know what your stops are. This community is a place for us to help each other, so please do not spam or you will be put in timeout. Check the video description below for some FAQs, and let's dive into it. So I'm also watching Kodk and FRAN. SPPI was another one I'm watching, but this one's kind of just consolidating, not really doing too much. SPPI, 110 million float, also really, really big. US Biotech with positive results. Just kind of like a mixture of news, but trending to the downside. I don't know, maybe around $4. This one could be kind of a nice little pickup. But at the moment, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be trading it. But yeah, I'll put an alert here near 4. Would be probably a nice squeeze. We have huge support around 4. So sometimes if you want to be able to snag one of these, you could put a little bit of a limit order in here, and then be able to at least get notified, because oftentimes TOS won't be quick enough to notify you. So if you have an actual trade that goes off, it will send a notification. So sometimes what I do is I put a small limit order here, and just that execution alone near where I would want to buy it anyway will kind of tell me, Alex, that this is moving. Maybe it's worth maybe considering a dip buy on this or something like that. So I'll put a little bit of a limit order here. It shouldn't disappear. Good till cancel. Good till day. Yeah, good till day should cancel tonight, if I believe that so correctly. So yeah, SPPI. Just here, little order at 4.420 or 418 or something like that. All right, some other movers. Obviously, we got FRAN. This thing has been exploding pre-market. 3 million float, U.S. apparel retail company, Q1 2020 results. Forecasting sales increase. They had pretty kind of low volume at first, but now they really spiked up. And I just want to kind of point out here, if you go to the 5-minute chart and we just kind of reverse a little bit, something to really consider here is the last time this thing, had a huge day. It did all of its trading pre-market and then it sold off into the market open. So let's just kind of keep that in mind. This thing, a little bit shaky here and, kind of hit that resistance, try to break out from it, and then it had a wicked pullback back to VWAP and then continued pulling back. This was actually a pretty mean, like 3 or so big red candles in a row, 22% or so. So just be very careful with FRAN. Just kind of keep that in mind. I don't know if it's going to happen again, but sometimes it's good to kind of acknowledge how this thing's played out in the past. Long-term chart also not really looking too hot. Big support here at about 6.5. But that's all the way down here. So again, I'm not sure if we're going to go down there, but if we pull back to maybe $9 or so or something like that, I would probably consider buying this on a dip or whatnot. I'm going to be looking for those 5-minute setups more than anything else, I think, today. I actually have KODK on my second screen. Bitcoin up at $11,000. That's crazy. This thing was like just pinned at 9,200, 9,500 for months, I feel like. Now it's finally moving higher. So congrats to anyone that's got a nice little Bitcoin long-term reserve going on. So KODK kind of holding here around $9. This thing absolutely exploded. It's up 240% pre-market. Around 7 a.m. is at 120% pre-market. 8 million float, U.S. specialty biz service company. They got a crazy loan from, I think, the government under Defense Production Act. Kind of interesting there. Basically a $765 million loan. Mind you guys, this is a $115 million company. Well, it's going to be a much different market cap in a second here when the market opens. From the US government to manufacture drugs, kind of to treat a variety of conditions. So a little bit vague there, but you guys could always read into it on your own time. Apparently, this is big news because KODK is up 240% right now. Might even break this $9 area. Long-term wise, it's had these kind of gap days, and surprisingly, it's held some of them a little bit. Like this one right here held this gap pretty well. Pulled all the way back here about $8. So that was about a 40% dip off the highs. But on the second day with lower volume, so that's also kind of interesting. This thing's just going to be crazy because this thing gapped up so much today. And what did I say? We're at like $9 right now. So $9 is a kind of key zone. And we got another kind of key zone here at 10. Honestly, I probably wouldn't trade KODK until we had maybe a bigger pullback to about $8 or so. I feel like it's totally overextended. I could be totally wrong. Could just shoot past 10, but I don't know. It's up a lot. And honestly, pre-market today was on fire. I did not trade so aggressively pre-market today. At first it didn't seem so hot. And even the way KODK was trading, it wasn't really like, boom, a big move to the upside, 10 minutes, nice run, and then pullback. It was more of like a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down, and then, this whole entire streak here, which again, isn't even the biggest move. That's like a 30% move, which is pretty tiny. The majority of this move came before pre-market for me opened up. So it's 7 o'clock. I think it was somewhere here. Yeah, I was watching this. Then it jumped up here like 26% or so, 30%. And then it kind of consolidated a little bit more. One time to buy this was about at 650. This would have been a phenomenal zone. I was actually waiting for this to come closer to 640. I wanted to break the 650 and kind of accumulate there, but it didn't happen. And then I don't know, somehow I just missed the rest of this move. So it is what it is. Set it and forget it. Yep, Satoshi. Ryan says, I did. I done did it. Good morning, you chilies. Well, Ryan, if you have enough bags, it could happen at one point. Yeah, Defense Production Act. I had a feeling it was something like that. Kind of interesting. It totally makes sense. Pre-market order on SNGX at 278. So that was one of the tickers we were trading. What was that, yesterday? Day before yesterday? It becomes kind of a blur at one point. And I didn't trade this one yesterday, the day before. I don't know why, but I felt like I was trading this one somewhere in this area, but man, I must have missed it. So yeah, SNGX, we were trading this one pre-market, but yeah, I think that's a good spot because we've had some retests here at about 275 or 276 or I don't know, it's two mid 70s. Even down here at 261, so it could even pull back further. But I think, we might see some sort of red to green move. If it pulled back to that area from where it is now, that's a 5% dip. Kind of interesting. I would almost like to see even a bigger dip. But I think, the 270s, anywhere in there is probably a really, really nice zone. This thing could have a phenomenal red to green move. So really, really nice kind of overall flag pattern or, stair stepper pattern that, could, have some really, really nice resolution. I'm making all my orders good till day right now. It's 9:22. OCGM, we could check that one out in a second. See, you guys a lot of you guys are looking at OCGN. $135 million shares outstanding. I don't know what the float is, but I would like to double check that. FDA grants designation for, looks like some sort of drug. That's usually, what's the difference between fast track and designation? One second, I forgot. FDA designation. I was about to say that's similar to fast track. Then I was like, wait, is it? A breakthrough therapy designation is for a drug that treats a serious or life-threatening condition. Preliminary clinical evidence indicates the drug may demonstrate substantial improvement. So it is the same thing. Okay, I had a feeling it was the same thing, but so fast track basically means that we talked about it before, but these drug things take like 6 to, no, even longer. It's like 18 months or so. But if you get the fast track, you can get the approval and all that stuff and get it to market in like 6 months or so, or even less, because it's apparently very, very needed. But you guys can read it up on your own time. I think my time frames are a little bit off, but overall, it's a really good thing for a company to get. OCGN, holding the highs here, sub dollar, not really in the zones I'm typically trading these tickers, but it is kind of increasing increasing some momentum here, up around 400% since the beginning, big green candle. So kind of interesting. I'd be, $2 here is big resistance. I don't know. I probably won't trade this one, but if you guys generally believe in the company or what they're doing, or for a swing trade, it could be a really, really interesting swing trade. I mean, right now it's clearly trending up. Would like to see that break of maybe 8.85, which I think we did break now, no 8.2. So yeah, I'm gonna put alert here, see if it breaks higher, but I'd probably rather swing trade than this one than day trade it. But I would have to check out the company a little bit more. FRAN just really consolidating hard right now. Here it goes. SNGX just pulled off to 284. So I had a feeling that this thing might keep pulling back, and that's why I haven't really placed the limit order yet. Now we're only at the 80. So if we pull back, let's say from here, I'm really confused or curious where this is going to open up. I would kind of expect a bigger dip at least. So maybe even to the 60s or so. That would be pretty serious dip. Okay, maybe that would be a little bit too aggressive. Another 4 minutes till the market opens here. Really, my eyes are really focused here on KODK and FRAN. This is going to be interesting to see how this one opens up here. KODK is at, man, it's so high, 950 right now. It just keeps on crawling higher. This is what I mean. Like, at no time would I have super big amount of confidence for this thing just to, keep crawling up, but then it just keeps crawling up, has these like very small dips all the time, and then just keeps running. And I don't know if I would have the confidence for that. SNGX is more my speed at open. Yeah, I totally feel you on that. I'm going to have FRAN on the main screen right now at the open, and then I'm going to be switching around probably from there. I got a KODK on my second screen. So whatever trade I enter, you guys will obviously not just hear it, but I'll switch the screens as quick as possible. If I'm in 2 trades, then I'm sorry, but I'm typically not in 2 trades. But, this open should be pretty eventful. Whew, so let's see what happens. We got another 2.5 minutes. And a good time to run to the restroom quickly. I'll be right back. That's quite the little dip here. Like I said, 8.5 on FRAN, while I think $8 on KODK might be kind of interesting. $8 is right around VWAP on KODK. I really don't think I'm going to buy any of these gapping up. I just don't. I think there's too much risk on that. It'd be really hard to manage the risk in case there's like a 10% flush. So just be careful. But it looks like the spreads are nice and tight, so that's nice. An AKD compliance extension, possible swing. Yeah, good call. Another 50 seconds here, guys. Good luck, everyone. Make sure you got your limit orders ready to go. Everything is looking clean. I'm going to probably have 100 shares kind of on everything, and then just kind of keep increasing the shares as things kind of drop and whatnot. I would look for SNGX to find some support down here and then, start cracking back above $3. I don't know if it's going to happen because it's pulled back and it just kind of keeps on pulling back, but I feel like that would be what I would like to see on SNGX. All right, guys, good luck, everyone. SPPI, also kind of an interesting pick, around $4 and 4.5. FRAN selling off. Let's see if this 8.5 zone finds some support here. KODK kind of exploding. SPPI falling down. FRAN still selling off, no surprise there. FRAN looks a little bit frozen on my screen. SNGX selling off as well. Possible entry here on FRAN. SNGX at 2.8. Second possible entry on FRAN. First entry on FRAN here. Second entry on FRAN, 200 shares now, small position size. Possible red to green move on FRAN. Markets are all red. KODK had a huge explosion at 10.8. SNGX had an entry there. Possible second entry on FRAN. Sold my SNGX entry. Looking for FRAN to attempt a red to green move here. Big support. Looking to see if we can do one more kick in this area. A little nervous for a potential flush. I'm going to get out of this one. Don't really trust it. SNGX, we had a nice little entry here. We bought around 271 or so, and then I sold pretty much right away. I used small share size. This one probably could have been better to go a little bit more aggressive on the share size. This is the one I kind of felt a little bit more confident on. So I made, I don't know, probably like 50 bucks or so on this one. Again, small share size. I think I was under 800 bucks or something on this one. So SNGX, if we just look at that, about 500, SNGX 500 at $2. So yeah, like 1,100 bucks on this one. Very, very small position size. I didn't have time to switch to it and average down, unfortunately. AAL is flying. That's what I like to hear, honestly. 1150. Okay, well, it's not flying. Okay, I see what you mean. This is a nice big candle. KODK. Let's check this one out. Nice, John. That's what I like to hear, man. Just kind of watching stuff right now. Not really jumping on anything too blindly, too aggressively. Got to be careful, guys. We knew this was going to be a very sketchy gap up. FRAN pulling back again here. We know that about 750 is bigger support, so let's see if this thing can pull back a little bit further. Some buyers coming in now. $8 is still struggling a little bit. Computer is very slow right now. 789, 786. 786 looks like it's selling off a little bit. Thought we might dip one more time. Didn't get it. Big support around 750. At least bigger support. KODK hitting that key $9 area. $9, big support on KODK. I would probably look for a bigger pullback though, breaking 9. Nice little bounce here on FRAN. I was trying to buy it about like 770, 760, probably more than anything. Nice little bounce there. I'd probably be taking profits on it. Keith, check out the video, the first link in the video description below. I got a foundation series on day trading. You can get access to it all for free. FRAN. Bouncing here. OCGM, we checked out pre-market. We were talking about that $2 zone being huge resistance. I don't really see it going past that area. If it does at all, but I don't know, I could be wrong. SNGX is actually probably one of the nicer ones. You know, I had to be quick with this one. Had that nice little 9-minute EMA breakout, and then, you know, had the pullback. So we got a pretty nice little quick entry on this one and sold fairly quickly as well. We got a nice little entry at 69, which was almost the perfect bottom, and then I closed it around 80, I think it was. Didn't really want to chill there. I should have used bigger position size. But whatever, in the end, you know, it's always 2020, but you never know. I was kind of expecting it to even rip through 69, so Yeah, it is what it is. Trades are totally free. That's why we're using a small account, or else I would have probably never done a small account challenge. KODK guys pulling back here a little bit. FRN selling off as well. I just seem to keep missing FRAN. I'm always like, just a little bit more of a pullback would be nice. 3 big red candles so far on FRAN. Decent candles on it for sure. KODK might be breaking back above VWAP. I mean the 9-minute EMA, so I'm kind of watching this one closely. Oh man, literally as I say that, it's breaking above it. I was kind of hoping it would pull back one more time, and yeah, so nice bounce off of $9. I didn't buy that. I was looking for a bigger crack, but we got a crack, and then we held the area pretty okay. So I don't know. I kind of feel like KODK could do a bigger flush. I feel like I'm not super confident about this one just yet, so I'm gonna give it a little bit longer here. FRAN might really find some support here around 7.5, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did a failed reversal and then did a flush. So I'm not going to look for trading reversal, but I would probably trade a quicker scalp kind of setup. Pulling back here again. FRAN. KODK pulling back as well. Let's see how far this possible breakout goes here. 804. Taking some profits off the table on FRAN, just watching it closely here. 714. I was worried about the flush on FRAN. That's like I said before, I'm not looking to trade a reversal. I was just scalping here. Yeah, triple analysis, triple bottom's good. As long as the third bottom is clearly showing support. That's not a bad idea, Alex. I might consider making a video like that. FRAN, I'm looking for this to move a little higher. I could see this going to at least like 850, maybe even touching VWAP. But again, I'm not going to trade that. I'm too nervous here for a flush, so I'm not going to trade that. Like I said, I could always be totally wrong, but I like to try to manage my risk, and sometimes certain tickers, certain setups are harder to manage risk. So I've been trading pretty small size today because I wasn't really feeling super confident today, but so far we've been able to walk away with some decent trades. But sometimes when you trade bigger size, you know, you psych yourself out a little bit too much. So I don't really regret it here. Sometimes just some solid little base hits is also okay. With a caution buy. KODK. Interesting call. Announcement, Satoshi. Thanks, man. FRAN trying to break here. This could be interesting. Let's see what happens. $8.17. Let's see how far this can go. $8.17 is huge resistance. Try it again to break out. Trying now. $8.18. Boom. There was the break. But it wasn't very strong. It's very short-lived. $8.25. Man, my computer is freezing up. I don't know if you guys are noticing that, but it's a little crazy. Still waiting for SNGX to go from 270 to 1,000. Look at OCGN. Up over 0.9. Very cool. FRAN looks a little bit like the ski slope pattern here to me, where you got a nice little ski slope all the way down, and then you got a little ramp at the end, and then gravity kind of takes over and there's a cliff. Not always, you know, guaranteed, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here, so I'm a little bit nervous. Mirror 40 Alex's. Yep, that's the same scanner. There's the small cap and the gap scanner. The gap scanner only works pre-market. The small cap is basically the same as the gap scanner. The settings are all pretty much the same though. You get as the video. I made like a few adjustments based on like the price and a few small things, but it's all about, you know, tweaking and figuring out what you want. Since everyone here has a different, you know, maybe strategy, different personality, different tickers they're looking at. So I tweak it to, you know, fit my personality, fit my needs. Look at KODK, guys. Found big support of 9 and now breaking here back above 10. Kind of crazy. This thing just, this thing is quite the powerhouse, I gotta say. It's almost like a, ooh, 10.5? Wow, this is impressive. I'm going to put an alert here on FRAN, see if it starts, you know, dipping lower. Check out this, KODK, just absolutely wild here. Woo, this might break the high. Boom, just broke pre-market high. There it is. How would we be trading this one now? That's the big question. It could see a quick pullback to about, I mean, this is the clear lead gapper on the day with the biggest dollar volume. I mean, this thing is absolutely insane today, trading over $500 million. Usually we don't see that kind of stuff so far. So 300% so far up. Maybe a quick pullback or retest here at 9. At 990 or 10 or so. Small size on KODK, maybe I'll get a little entry here. Looks like it's making just a quick little pullback. I'm not sure if it's going to go back much further than this. $50 is acting as pretty big support right now. Next resistance is at 12. Looks like it's about to break 11 here. Ooh, 1090, 11, here we go. No, maybe a little bit shaky so far. Trying again here for the 11 breakout. Boom, I think it's going to do it this time. Oh yeah, instant break. Sweet move on that. I don't regret not getting in on this one, really. This is an expensive ticker right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see how we want to trade this one. With SPPI, good thing we didn't have, I mean, oh, man, talk about missing our limit order. So we have a limit order here at 4. This thing pretty much just looks at it and then does a nice little reversal here. I might just go ahead and remove my limit order on this one. Usually this is just kind of crawling down here a little bit, but SPPI does have positive quarterly results. So, I mean, it could be a really good entry. It's tough to say how I'm going to want to trade this one, if I even want to trade it at all. I'm going to go ahead and replace my order there. Corey, Head and Shoulders on FRAN. Let's check it out. I haven't been looking at FRAN as much as I should. Nice, Neil. That's a beautiful win there. I don't really see FRAN popping back above VWAP at the moment. Based on all the last days on it, it's always had very vicious sell-offs the rest of the day. So that's kind of what I'm expecting here. KODK, 9-minute EMA retest right now. I removed my limit order on KODK. I just have a hard time trading something that's up right now 300% without one proper real pullback. So it might continue though. 16%. This could be a really sweet bull flag setup on KODK. Huge amount of volume on this one today. Huge. Market cap at 468. Remember, it was like at 110 or something like that pre-market. Michael. I don't know, KODK looks like a FOMO train to me. This thing is up so much today. Massive volume though. So, I mean, it could be totally warranted. I mean, this company's gonna be pooping out drugs now for God knows how long. So, I mean, they got basically almost $1 billion loan from the US government. Doesn't get any more legit than that. So we'll see. But I'm not about to hamster into it right now. Steven. Fran just looked at my alert and then did a little bounce. That's what it did. KODK could be a phenomenal entry right now for a pullback and a bull flag and then a continuation past 11. I don't know if it will reverse, but if it did, this would be the entry. I have no limit order on KODK at the moment, just kind of watching it very closely here. Yeah, Eddie, KODK got a $765 million loan from the US government to manufacture drugs. TTFP, is this one back in the game as well? $5 million volume on the day. It's very, very light. Be careful. This could just be a quick short squeeze. I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. Also, really tough to manage your risk on a ticker like TFFP. SNGX. That last pullback was the 257. That's oftentimes a huge support zone. Right now it's 956, so we might see some reversals at one point kind of popping up here. KODK trying so hard to pop back up, doing a reversal, 4% already off the lows. KODK breaking higher. Wow, so it was the reversal. I mean, we called out the entry, but I was really unsure about it. This is when I was saying this would be the time to buy the dip or the pullback on the bull flag. So we would be up around, I don't know, 8% or so on this one. But I didn't do it. I didn't really want it. I mean, we could have managed our risk around $10, so taking, risking maybe 4% or so, but whew, I don't know. SNGX is a really, really interesting call in this area. I would probably wait for maybe one more pullback, but it might break the 9-minute EMA here. So that's kind of another option. If we did pull back and have a little bit of a flush, I wouldn't really expect this thing to break 2.5. So that would probably be a potential entry on SNGX. And then I wouldn't be trading it after probably 10:30. So those are kind of some thoughts on SNGX. Yeah, Mush, if nothing's clear, then it's good time to just not trade, because there's no way you want to just force a setup. If there's no trade, that's a good thing as well. That means you don't have to risk any money. An inhaled version of remdesivir. I think I forgot how to read. Yeah, let's see what happens as SNGX. First, there needs to be some sort of confirmed bottom. It still seems like it's looking for it at the moment. That last pullback from the pre-market high was 20% until it found a bottom around $3. Right now, we're pulling back about 19%. So maybe it's going to have one last kind of attempt to break lower and then find some sort of bottom. SNGX trying to crack the EMA. I got FRAN boxed in here pretty good, so you know if this thing starts going in one of these directions, I'll get notified fairly quickly. KODK had, you know, that attempt to break higher, but now it looks like it's struggling a little bit. I'd be a little bit cautious with a ticker like this. I would really be expecting this to pull maybe below $10 and then maybe find some new support around, I don't know, 10,950 or something like that. So I think that's how I would play it. Oh, looks like I was wrong. KODK is breaking up higher here, 11% already, but still I'm probably not going to touch it. Huge volume on KODK, absolutely crazy, guys. If you're feeling it, go for it, because you know I missed a lot of these big moves. But I don't really regret it. Maybe in like 3-6 months after missing, you know, a couple dozen more, I'm gonna feel a bit more confident about them. But at the moment, I don't, so I'm not gonna trade it. Yeah, dude, mine's having a little bit of issues today as well. I feel like TOS at the open was really spotty. Probably on the shorts. KODK has none to borrow, so most likely there's a decent amount of shorts not available to borrow. Yeah, Abe, interesting assessment. So this is kind of the area I was looking at, this kind of $12 area. Right now we're at 1143. And then we have some kind of 1235 interesting zone as well. This thing ran all the way up here to 1333. FRAN is the second lead gapper on the day. $100 million volume so far. SNGX crawling up here slowly. Losing a bit of volume on the way, but it's trying. Yeah, I'm a little bit pessimistic on FRAN at the moment, I gotta say. It could really start finding some support here and maybe have a reversal, but I'd be very nervous for that break of 7.5. Especially based on the former day candles. We've had a lot of these kind of gap ups or spike ups that just give back all their profits. So if we had kept the trend, we'd end up, between maybe $6 and $5 here. 650 is going to be a huge support zone, and $6. So I would probably wait for a bigger pullback before I entered FRAN again. Yeah, what an absolutely hot market today was. This was really impressive. Tomorrow we might see something similar at pre-market. So just be ready for tomorrow pre-market. I think that could be a really, really interesting everything. So got my eyes glued. SPPI really, finding somewhat of a base here, but I feel like it's losing some of its momentum. I would like to see this thing start kind of cracking a little bit more to the upside. The moves on it are very slow as well. I don't really like how this thing's just overall is pulling back, so I'm not too excited about it. Fair enough, Ryan. That's not the worst spot though. As long as you maybe take profits into a bounce, because there might be that continuation of a move. OCGN making a bit of a bull flag here on the 5-minute. This could have a continuation. Pretty decent volume today. Here we go. Bull flag is breaking out right now. These are always a little bit more tricky to trade with the giant spreads. This could be a bit of a flush. Yeah, this is why I don't typically trade sub-dollar. They're just a little bit all over the place. I got 2 alerts on this one. See if we break higher or if we break below VWAP. Could be a potential entry. I'm not sure. Traycationer. Woo, that's a good feeling. Nice, man. See, if you did that, though, you're probably not the only one doing that on FRAN. A lot of people are probably just super happy to get out of this one, and it needs to shake out all the bag holders. If it shakes out all the bag holders, then this thing really might be back in the game. But before then, I'd be a little bit careful. Look at this thing trying to break VWAP now. This is actually quite an impressive little move I was not expecting. Decent volume coming up here. I'd probably look for a quick pullback here. I'm not sure if we're going to get this. Looks like it might break VWAP any moment. 830, 834. Whoa, there it goes. Wow, that was very quick. Huge volume on FRAN, guys. Big stuff here. Still probably want to be a little bit careful with FRAN overall. We know this thing has done it before. Except last time, it didn't have that big crack back above VWAP. It never cracked back above VWAP. It just started selling off all day. This time, it looks like, we are back above VWAP. So that's actually much more bullish. We'll probably know that tomorrow, baby Moza. Pre-market tomorrow. Finally caught Fran. Nice, Corey. Let's see what kind of support this thing's going to bring in. Definitely something around 8, 8.5, maybe a crack of 8.5. Right now, FRAN is definitely back on the map. I think a lot of people are looking at FRAN right now. Especially because KODK is a little bit overextended. Let's see how much KODK can still pull back here into the 40s. I mean, FRAN. Might have just missed that entry at 47. I just removed my limit order, moved it a little bit lower, so hopefully I didn't miss it there, but I think I might have. $70, some decent support here at 70, going down to 69. New minute's going to start in 20 seconds. This thing is still pulling back a little bit here. Just got an entry here. Was actually looking for this one to get a pullback here, actually right where we are right now. Looking a little bit shaky here. Let's see if we can have a proper reversal here. Ah, just closed it on accident. Try to remove my limit order. It is what it is. You know, this one, this is really sloppy trading on my end. I wanted this pullback 100%, and I would have been probably taking profits here in this area. This was really, really sloppy on my end. And then I entered too soon, and then I averaged down, which was the right idea. And then I kind of just managed my risk. But yeah, I don't know. That was pretty sloppy. Oh well, let's see what happens here. Maybe we'll get a secondary entry out at 8.5. So I took a small loss on this one. Barely a loss, so that's always a nice thing. Let's see what happens. Sell volume is going down. FRAN. Decent support coming in here. New 5 minute starts in about 1 minute 10 seconds. So that 5 minute candle is going to be a really interesting thing to watch here. Let's see if this thing pulls back down. 7% move so far. This thing could break back pretty fast. Decent volume, decent energy on this. This is what I like to see. If this holds the highs in this area on a pullback, I would probably be looking to get aggressive on it. So far, not enough buyers on it. So I'm kind of expecting another pullback here. New 5-minute candle starts pretty soon here. This is going to look like a pretty interesting 5-minute setup here. Going to have a nice hammer candle. Yeah. Come on, let's see the breakout. $9. Nice. Decent move. I'd probably be taking profits already on this one. Wouldn't be looking for a home run trade. I totally butchered that first trade on it, but at least we didn't really lose too much money on it, so that makes me feel kind of okay. A little slow here in this area. A lot of selling volume coming in now on FRAN. This is what I was a little bit nervous about, a big flush. But I'm not sure if it will flush. I mean, this could just be, that was a failed breakout. A lot of volume came from there. $10.6T now. Second pullback. Low 8s could be a possible. Wow, instantly going to 780. I'm not going to buy this right now. This could get halted. There's a lot of sellers on this one. This was just took a 10% flush. I might have to wrap up trading after this because I don't like what I'm seeing here. Woo! FRAN just got halted on the way down, guys. And that's why you take profits. Yup, Corey. I knew there was something weird and I didn't trust about FRAN. That's what made me mess up my first entry because I hesitated because I didn't trust it. Then I was like, oh man, I missed the trade I wanted. And then I was like, you know what? FRAN has bad history. I got to really watch out. Yeah, hopefully everyone got out okay. Corey, did you get out okay? It sounds like it. That's why you take profits. It was really struggling at $9. It really depends if there's any sort of news out about this one. It looks like some news came out, but it's not necessarily bad news. At 10:15:38, it should be illegal for news companies to come out with these things. Well, I guess that wouldn't make sense, but every time a news article, regardless if it's good or bad, makes the stock, I feel like, just shoot down first till people read the news, and then it recovers maybe. I don't see any bad news. Yeah, Satoshi, I kind of feel you on that. FRAN might be ripe for a dip, so I don't really think this is going to go down too much. It's really hard to say. I don't see any bad news that came out. I think it was just that general news article that you don't have time to digest when you're in the trade. So what you do is you just close your position, and that's what keeps these things from shooting down. I don't think Fran is done for the day. I would have said Fran is done for the day if there was an offering or something like that, but it doesn't look like there is. It doesn't have that much volume, FRAN, though. If you check out these last, spikes, they they had a bit more volume. Maybe FRA is just going to be a bit of a late day kind of bloomer. I don't know. Yep, Corey's right. Not necessarily. Oh, yeah, good idea, Major. Appreciate it, man. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. I really, really appreciate it. I wasn't even thinking about it. Thanks, Abe. It took me like 6 months to get used to it. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit weird trading with people looking over your shoulder in a way, but I don't know. I don't think I'll ever fully get used to it. Fram is going to resume usually in 5 minutes unless there's something really special. Since news came out, sometimes it takes longer, but typically halts take about 5 minutes. And I think this is more of a circuit breaker halt than a news halt, mainly because it was halted after the news, not really before the news. EQ. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Should open up here though at 2140, so pretty much 40 seconds. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, trading is trading is stressful enough. There was definitely times when I first started, I was like, I might get a heart attack any second. That's at least what my Garmin watch said. It said you have irregular heartbeats. That's what my sports watch used to tell me. All right, guys, let's get ready here. FRAN might open up any second here. 5 seconds. Let's see what happens. Stay focused. Quick pullback, 7.5. I don't really see this going much lower. Let's see what happens here, though. I would really not want to get halted again. Oh, it's still pulling back. Oh, man, a second dip here. 728. Another 8%. Yikes. Scary stuff. This could be the reversal. This has there's no reason FRAN should be going down right now. Unless there's something really shady that we didn't see, maybe like warrants or something like that. 747. It looks like 720 is holding at the moment. This could be a good buy opportunity. Look at my alert, just doesn't do anything. So worthless sometimes. When the 725 area held, or like 730 one more time, that should have been the buy indicator, I think. So let's see what happens. No wonder you're wearing the compression glove. Thanks, guys. Uh-oh, pulling back FRAN. Part of me wants to buy this really, really badly. 749, 743. I don't think I'm going to buy it, but I do think that there's like 6-7% upside potential on this one from the low. Woo, Satoshi, nice one on that. Nice and quick. That's what it's all about. Here we go, FRAN pulling back again, 7.2. Went down to 16 roughly. Doesn't look like it's gonna go back down much further. Over an app for its shopping stores. Hey babe, most of these tickers are bankrupt on the books. That's why we don't typically hold overnight, and my average position is like 3 minutes long. FRAN trying to break back above the 7.5. This is kind of the question mark zone. Can we see that break? $10.24. I think we're going to go back above 7.5 and maybe even go up to like 770, but My money is not where my mouth is at the moment. There we go, 750. Let's see, crack 750. Nice. Okay, I would be taking profits on a move into the 60s, which might be too soon. Who knows? Or too late, I meant to say. SNGX is back at 2.6. Went all the way down to 252. I missed that. I would have definitely bought it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to trade it right now. Here we go. FRAN might pull back one more time. It's trying to hold. Ryan, I guess you weren't the only one then with that exact setup. Honestly, that dip was that put FRAN back on the map. Maybe not in a good way, but it did. 20% move. Good call, Abe. Yeah, I'm watching SNGX on my second screen. Sympathies on VXRT and mRNA. Yeah. This one really might find a decent little bit of a bottom. Abdul, yeah, I feel you, man. Freak. Gotta say, this thing is holding this area much better than I would have anticipated. But it's also not moving up from this area. Oh, okay, here through 750 again. TRVN. For some reason, TRVN is not on my scanners. Wow, FRAN really lost a lot of volume again. I'm wondering if it's going to break the EMA. That's kind of my big kind of question here at this point. TRVN. Yeah, it is moving higher. I had that really wicked flash. It's a slow mover. This whole entire move is only 4%, and the volume's been decreasing. Not sure. It doesn't look like it has a catalyst on the day. Wait, hold on. Never mind. It's more general. Let's go back to FRAN. $10.30, guys. Right. Ryan, you jinxed it. It just had a nice little dip back to 258. Woo! FRAN pulling back again here. Might break 7. Self wasn't that dramatic as I would have thought it could have been. Already kind of pulling up here a little bit. I do think there's pretty decent support on FRAN, but it's still too high for me to buy it. Sorry, Daniel. Oh no. Mayor, take care, man. Oh, grind. That is one way to look at it. Ay, ay, ay. You guys are crazy. I am the captain now. Oh boy. All right, fun for toys, man. Take care. If anyone is new to the stream right now, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed the content, we come out with a recap video later today. We try it every morning starting at 9:15. We review the watch list and trade the market open. Definitely consider subscribing. I'd love to see you guys again. For those of you who are new here, maybe you could turn into a veteran like Ryan, become a captain. That should be the slogan of the channel, become a captain. Oh, it's painful. SNGX at 2.5 again. Why do I oddly sound like Kermit? Oh man, I don't know how I feel about that. But it is what it is, I guess. I would wonder if SNGX is going to break this 2.5 zone even for a split second. I'm generally curious. FRAN is building up a bit more momentum in terms of trying to find some support, but again, I don't know. I'm not buying it. Wow, David, yeah, nice. No red trades in a week. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. Does that mean you're just holding a bunch of trades? I might see you just like, it is what it is. Ryan says you don't sound like Kermit. I'll take that one as well. Kodk VWAP watch. I haven't actually been watching I keep saying Kodak. KODK at all. Yeah, good call on the VWAP. This is actually looking like a really, really decent support zone here. I put a limit, an alert here at 10:04, which is probably a little too conservative. They're not red until you sell. This chat has just gone full ridiculous mode. Ooh, ACB, yikes. Michael, that's not what I want to hear. You guys are all smart enough to know to cut losses. Could be a possible entry on KODK. I've been kind of waiting for this zone for quite some time. This is going to be a double bottom here in this area. I would have kind of wanted to trade under 9 the whole time. That's what I've been really waiting for break lower below VWAP for a second, and then maybe it'll curl back up and then trade that curl. That's kind of what I've been waiting for on KODX, but I mean KODK. Wow, I cannot say that ticker for the life of me. I've said so many things besides KODK. Yeah, when I first started trading as well, I held many, many bags. It's also distracting holding bags. You don't just tie up capital and lose money, but you get distracted. FRAN dropping. Man, there's too many tickers moving right now. I can't even focus on one FRAN. I have an alert here at 7:06. Looks like we're really, really close to it. Okay, it should have went off, but it didn't. Looks like constant support kind of comes in here on FRAN. Maybe it will crack the EMA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 red candles so far in a row. I don't know why my alert's not going off. It's kind of annoying. FRAN at 7 now. No, we pretty much, well, I don't know, Michael. I pretty much don't unless it's the second day lead gapper. I used to do, like, when I trade crypto, I used to trade Litecoin every single day. Which was sometimes nice because you would get a good feel for it, but sometimes you just start revenge trading for like a week. I don't know. It plays with your mind a little bit. I really like the fact that every day we trade something different. I really, really like that. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, SNGX was probably one of my better tickers today. I just unfortunately took very small size on it, so I'm not really up that much money on SNGX, which is a little bit unfortunate. I don't know, Ben, if you're always getting smoked in the first minute, just, try not to trade it. Just watch and see if you can learn and maybe pick up some patterns, but there's no reason to force it. SNGX pulling back here. Big support at 47. Loaded up on SNGX a little bit here at 47, looking for a bit of a bounce. Was waiting for this trade pretty much all day. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a bounce here on SNGX. Still a lot of big sellers here at 49. I want to see this thing go back above 53. It's definitely a bit of a slow mover here. Watching it closely. 249. Some orders going through. Could be getting chipped away. And we got the buyers crawling up higher here on this one. 250 is always a big psychological point. I'm not the biggest fan that it broke 250 with pretty decent volume. That's kind of making me a little bit nervous. But we do have some pretty nice amount of orders going through. Average down a little bit actually on this one. Sold 200 shares at 48, and then I bought some more at 46. Still have 900 shares. 248 getting chipped away again. I like the fact that we tried to crack a second time and it didn't work. That makes me feel a little bit more bullish actually on this one. So let's see how this thing performs here. $10.42. Bigger orders coming in now. You can see them on the order book. Time of sales shows you some executions. 5,000 just went through at 47. I'm still, original thesis is that 50 zone. KODK pulling back as well. Let me check it out. Here we go, SNGX above 50 for a second. Watching it closely. Did some news come out at 34? Pace record, good. SNGX still picking up some momentum here. Still waiting for that kind of 53, maybe a break of 53 even, maybe a bigger reversal. It's really, really hard to say what we may or may not get, but these are just all ideas. Is KOD at K going to pull back again here? That's really what I'm thinking might happen. Still watching SNGX very closely. Very, very low volume on this one. I'm going to give it probably one or two more chances here. Sellers kind of popping in here again. SNGX is barely trading now. Now I know what Ryan's been feeling like all day today. SNGX, very slow. Watching KODX as well, or KODK. Maybe that's why I'm messing it up, because SNGX and KODK, although a K kind of looks like an X. All right, so let's get back focus mode here. Markets are all still a little bit red. SNGX had that really nice announcement today. The publication, positive coronavirus vaccine preclinical results. 20 million float, so it has that big float. It has the potential to not really flush too hard. US biotech, huge support at 2.5, big psychological zone. It did crack 2.5 though, with bigger volume candle, which makes me a little bit less confident about it. This is one indecisive ticker. Just kind of big problem with this ticker is just the lack of volume on it. Got to be careful here, watching the 26 closely. Big buyers on 46. $247. If it breaks 246, I'm probably going to be getting out of this one, but I'm not totally sure. Got to manage the risk though. I want to see 247 crack and then break above the 9-minute EMA. Again, that's my original thesis. Nothing really has changed so far. I'll check the chat in a little bit, guys. I don't want to take my eyes off right now. I'm watching the order flow. So we just had nice orders kind of break higher here. I want to see the buyers back on 47. We have a pretty big amount of support here. If I was looking to trade this as a breakout right now, I would be putting my order probably on 47 with a reserve order on 46. I think that's how I would be trading this if I was trading the possible breakout move. So, but I don't know if it's going to break out. That's still a big question mark here. Not a lot of volume on this one. $10.49 on the day. SNGX. I like the action we saw for a split second, but then it didn't really hold through. 247, still watching this one. Keeps getting chipped away, but it kind of replenishes all the time. I'm a little nervous it might flush and then actually have the reversal that we were waiting for. I think that's like my biggest fear at the moment. Small orders going through, 247. Could get cracked pretty easily. Wouldn't really take a lot to crack 247 at the moment. Buyers on 247 for a split second there. We had some nice orders go through, nothing too major, but some, a couple thousand ones. 1050, very late. $47 back. Sellers back on 47. What a slow mover. 246, 247. Big sellers at 248. I wonder if we can crack through that. I think we have the buyers moving up their limit orders here a little bit. Maybe everyone just wants a really good entry. I don't know. 248. Nice to see a little bit shift here in the right direction. 250. I'm looking for that crack of 250 though. Looking for a very modest move. I do think this thing could probably see 260, 270 even. Nah, that might be too aggressive. 265 or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll average out. We'll see what happens. I like the trend shift here a little bit. Now we got to hold above the 9-minute EMA. This is going to be the big question. So we had very low volume basically for like 3 minutes, almost no volume. That was really weird. Some bigger orders coming through now, 251. Just loads of sellers on this thing, huh? Back to 49. Looks like sellers are back in charge here. A little bit unfortunate. That was a pretty aggressive sell-off there, I gotta admit. And I'm closing this one for a small loss. I said if we broke 246, I would get out of this one. So I was up maybe like at 1.5%. I was looking for 253. Didn't really feel like that was an aggressive setup. Or, I didn't think that was greedy at all. That was actually like very conservative. I probably should have just closed it and walked away. It is 10:53, not like my favorite trading time. So let's see kind of what happens here. Now at 243, this is why you got to cut your losses. So again, guys, I was looking for a pretty simple move back above 2.5. 2.5 is always a huge psychological support zone. But we didn't get the follow through, unfortunately. I do think SNGX, I might try to trade it one more time here. I did miss a few good moves though. I was wanting to trade KODX, and I couldn't really focus on it. So okay, I didn't really miss it. FRN at 715. Yeah. Wow, this thing's really, really selling off now. SNGX 42. Good thing we closed. Back to 41. Interesting stuff there. Thoughts on FRAN? I don't know. It's hard to say. I would like to do one more trade on SNGX, so we can review all the tickers before I plan to leave, but I'm watching SNGX pretty closely here. A little bit unfortunate. I really thought that this one had the opportunity, and I still think it does. But something tells me like I'm going to maybe miss my entry. I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous, this whole setup here. Yeah, 246. It's ridiculous. I'm reading the float on Finviz typically. SNGX, possible entry here again. Looks pretty good, showing some momentum again. 245. Maybe if we can get a more conservative entry, now popping up higher here. Quick pullback to maybe we can get another entry at 44. I'm not totally sure. Got to fill at 245, right where I had it before. Basically the same trade. That last break found a lot of support very quickly on it. $2.5 is now the big resistance zone. So the big question is, are we even going to get to 2.5? I'm not even really sure. Still a lot of sellers here, but this is a big psychological zone. Buyers back in this one just a little bit here, 248, 249. Love to see a crack over 250. We know that 250 is just ridiculous resistance. Buyers kind of piling up here at 249. Possible second attempt breakout here. I'm totally out of this trade, so I made back some of my losses and then some. I feel like if I keep trading this point, I might just start tripping over myself. I do think SNGX is going to go over 250, and I do think it's going to maybe even go higher, but so little volume on this guy is huge, like ridiculous. Like when I want to start trading with over $10,000 position sizes, is getting really uninteresting. So I don't know, SNGX, I felt like I was kind of pushing my luck a little bit on it. I don't know, it is what it is. I'm pretty happy that, you know, I made back some of my losses on SNGX. So overall, guys, today, I mean, pretty sweet little day, you know, up 220 bucks. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. There's no need to push it any further. Let's look at some of the tickers that you guys were talking about, but very quickly, it's 11 o'clock, almost on the dot right now. 11 and 9 seconds. I just want to remember this area so I can go back and timestamp all these trades in the first comment below so you guys and myself can all look at the trades whenever we want. And that's what I always make sure I timestamp this time of day. So yeah, pretty kind of weird trading day. I didn't use my typical bigger size today. I didn't go super aggressive pre-market today. Here goes 250. Oh God, I'm still watching this one. But we still walked away with, you know, 220 bucks, you know, trading about like maybe $1,000 to $1,500 position sizes. So, you know, this is like a 20% day, and I couldn't really be 20% based on our average position sizes, maybe a little bit less, maybe like a 15%. So I'm pretty happy about that in a nutshell. Always happy to walk away with a big percentage gainer on the day based on our average position size. So let's check out some of the tickers you guys are looking for. Isn't volume weighted average price VWAP? Or does it stand for something else? Volume, I thought it was volume. The volume weighted average price. No, it's the same thing. Green day is never a bad day. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about it. Ooh, look at that. SNGX just flushed back to 2.6. I would have been so disappointed if I did not take my profits. We had our profits here and I didn't take them. So, you know, I was like, I'm not going to let that same thing happen again. And I took my profits. This whole move was like 3%. It was so ridiculous. So small. I wonder, I really do think SNGX found maybe a bottom here. It's already broke this level, popped back above it, and now it's retesting this area. I think 245 is now new support. I don't know. That's my thesis, but I feel like if I keep trading it, I'm going to start over trading. I'm going to wrap up. So let's go to, very quickly actually, AAL at 11.57. I really didn't do too much today, but I really do think AAL found somewhat of a bottom. KODK, let's see what this one's up to. This one's at 9.3. This one finally had that pullback I was kind of waiting for this whole entire day. But I'm not sure if I want to trade it right now. This thing's held its highs pretty well. Volume's been fading quite a bit. I think KODK is going to have a really interesting late morning or afternoon. Oh, volume weighted moving average. Yeah, sorry, Van, I read that wrong. But yeah, moving average. Sorry. I don't know. KODK. The last time it had a big gapper, it actually held its highs pretty well. It pulled back here about 20%, but then it had a gap down, which is kind of sketchy. So that's kind of like pulling back down and then actually opening here at like $8 tomorrow. So maybe I would consider dip buying this around $8. But I mean, $8 is huge support and resistance. We know that. So this one, KODK, could be really, really interesting for that. For that kind of opportunity. So maybe I would look for something like that. But at the moment, I'm probably not going to be trading it. And if I was watching it intraday, it'd probably be really fun to trade. FRAN found big support at 7. I'd be nervous because of this flush. And I think a lot of people saw this flush. A lot of people also saw what happened last time and the time before that. We've had actually one previous gap that sold off all day. And then another spiker that pulled back. So I probably won't be trading FRAN if I was still here till it reached about 6 or 650. I could easily see another gap down. Oh, there it goes. SNGX did exactly what we just said. 2.46 was support, and then it popped back up here. Popped now above 2.5. So pretty sweet move. Congrats to anyone that maybe got that one. I felt like it was pretty obvious. I probably should have traded it, but sometimes I really like walking away. Now it's at 254 for a second. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If anyone's wondering what our scanner looks like, our pre-market scanner, here you guys can see it. Edit gap scanner. Oh, FRAN just fell off a cliff here to 675. This is exactly what we were talking about. Maybe take a quick screenshot. Here it is. We got volume, market cap, last shares, and then after hours percentage increase over 19%. Just take a quick screenshot maybe. Oh man, SNGX at 257. I really should have rebought. I don't know why I didn't rebuy. Sometimes it's just, you just got to walk away. So here it is, FRAN still selling off. And this is my pre-market scanner. This is my gap scanner. This is always what I'm looking for. There's a whole video on this scanner in the video description below. There's a link to the scanner. And then there's a link to import it as well. Oh man, SNGX guys, if we bought back, which I really wanted to do, I should have just done it. We'd be up 5% right now. Sweet. Was there new news on this one? I feel like there's always something shady going on with FRAN. No, I don't know. Sweet, if anyone got an SNGX reversal, I think that was probably one of the more obvious setups. It might have another retest here at 2.5 or so. But all right, guys, I'm going to wrap up here. It's always good to wrap up at one point. 220 bucks profit for the day. Woohoo! Not too shabby. Hopefully you guys were able to avoid some of these kind of sketchy flushes today. Pre-market was really hot today, so maybe tomorrow pre-market's going to be really hot as well. So I mean, these are all things I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to put a limit order at like 246. So just while I'm getting ready for the pre-recap video, maybe we're going to get some sort of nice entry on SNGX. I don't know. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. Yeah, guys, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new, consider subscribing. We'd love to see you. Join the community. Take care, guys. Finally, some profits. That's what I like to hear, Ryan. Man, SNGX was quite the roller coaster of emotions. Just dropped all the way to 248. Oh God. That's how I traded for a while. Daniel says, wait, FRAN. Yeah, we talked about FRAN. My thing with FRAN was, you know, I probably wouldn't touch it till $6.50 or $6, and then it literally fell off a cliff and reached 660. So this could be back in the game. What I like about it is it's approaching this 180-day moving average. So I think there's big support here, and this is probably where I would be looking to trade it. But again, guys, I'm typically done trading by 11 o'clock. So the chance of me trading is very slim. It could happen. Sometimes even on a recap video, you guys see me enter and exit trades, but it's like I said, it's pretty rare. BTC prediction, I have no idea. I think it's probably here to stay for a while. So once it starts getting some momentum, it could see some pretty nice highs probably. I don't know. It's hard to say. But for a business sense, it actually makes a lot of sense. It's really easy to send money back and forth. It's just great. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the recap. Leave comments below, guys. I love to hear what your thoughts are all the time. Let me know what tickers you're looking at this afternoon. And yeah, till the recap video, guys. Ciao, ciao.